Sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Come on, baby, let's go. This time, let's go, let's go. Set up, 18 Gator. Knock the 59, knock the 59. Too little, got catch. Set up.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, this is Harris. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They run with the former Pitt Panther, Quadri Olison, and he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Jones now throwing on 1st down. They'll get this complete to Batson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Jones on 3rd and 2. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the 1st quarter.
Too many ones in this play. 1st quarter, 1st drive, 1st interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45.
Watch the eye.
Following the interception, Winston. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Winston. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
On third down, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Got a man, Slayton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
Set, ready, 90, Wolf. It's been a long day for you.
Well, a design run for their wideout, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll him him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Here we go. 60 out long. 59. Crunch time, defense.
Here's Jones, operating from the gun. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
And the Giants' first down.
You ready?
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing Jones. That's complete to Slayton. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one good for 37 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. On the carry, it's Olsen. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dexter Lawrence breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now a give right side. Armstrong finding room at the 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. 82 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. These two teams all tied after 1.
Go, 18 Gators.
Right here.
Get it.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Quick hitter here is complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down now. It's Armstrong, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Shift. Come on. To my neck. Flip it. That's it.
Jameis to throw it. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 41. Running it, Washington. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Winston now. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Ready? Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line.
They'll run on first down. It's Armstrong. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
On first, here's Washington. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Winston. He completes it to Evans. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 3rd down, Armstrong. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
First down, New York.
On the ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Olison. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Gator.
55. Go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Hey, Delta.
Check 55 to mine. Check 55 to mine. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Let's go, five.
Off the play fake. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
We go set. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
I'm scared. Mike, check.
Jones now throwing on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. The free safety, Trey Boston, there to knock it away.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
No, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. First down, Winston. He's going to wind up and air it out. And all the way down to the 39. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Hey, check Mike, check Mike.
Follow.
I know he ain't got it. Maybe.
Final play of the half here, Winston. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless There's another defensive penalty.
Both ready. Blue ready.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there as time expires in the first half, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Right back to him on 1st down. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Check 55, Mike.
A 7-yard pickup. At the 44-yard line.
From the 44, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Washington. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan able to record his 5th sack of the season. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 59. Mike 59. Focus, defense, focus. Hey, team 6. Team 6. Check 59, Mike. Mike, go.
Jones from the downhill throw. And Ingram hauls it in. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
First down, Giants.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Check.
Now Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
First down, New York.
Let's go now.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So don't say nothing.
Now Jones operating from the gun. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Rosas to add the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's get that ball right here.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Armstrong. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Check the hot read. Check 43. Check 99. Check 99. Switch. Check 3.
They'll try to counter with Washington. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
47's the mic.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Both ready. Blue lady. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Switch. Here we go.
On first down, it's Armstrong. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Ready. Blue lady. Mike 47. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
They'll run on first down. Washington, the 20, 10, touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Here's Jones. Going to throw again. And finding the tight end, Hooper. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, wahoo!
Operating from the gun, Jones into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a first and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They run the counter. Armstrong. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on third and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. They'll try the left side. It's Armstrong. 6 yards puts them right on the doorstep, but now it'll be 4th and goal. They won on 2 fronts there, so to speak, Charles. Not only they stop them short of the first, they get them out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, they won. The offensive guys lost because they wanted to stay in bounds and have that clock run or force you to use timeouts. Instead, the defense won, as you mentioned, on both fronts.
They'll try and run for it. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And this Giants defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jones. And this is incomplete.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
The Giants on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10.
Right, exit. Check 45 to mine. Check 45 to mine. Exit.
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Catch made by Slayton. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Looking to throw. Jones. Now they go screen. It's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. A good pickup there on 1st as a screen pass gets him 8.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Back to throw. Jones. He's got a man. Complete. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Jones on 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He
is confronted with a you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Hey, high 7.
Mike 5'9".
Now Jones on 1st down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, That one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
On first down, it's Armstrong. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 45 yards on the ground.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Watch the safety creep.
They'll run on first down. It's Washington. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Check.
They go play action. Winston. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Go.
Here's Jones to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And got his man complete. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
A gain of 29
General
yards.
West.
First down, New York.
Hey, Echo.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And it's a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down.
61, matchbox, lights. Hey, Charlie.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check.
Lead grip.
Jones now throwing on fourth down. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Ready, set.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Hey, Delta. Let's go. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's complete right around the 8. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Ready. Black 22.
Hey, I'm coming after you. Short push.
On 1st down, Armstrong. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Buccaneers, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.